Yeah. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Yeah. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Just on my exit.
Hello, everybody.
So I just had to laugh.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We're back. We're back.
We're back again.
Man, we doing some dope stuff, man. Dope stuff. How dope are we doing? Like, how dope is the stuff we doing? We have Jason Colenda. Jason Colenda.
Oh, that sounds like a good drink.
That's a powerful name
that.
for a powerful guy.
You messed that up. Off with your head.
Jason, can you please tell everybody where we can find you? What is it that you do?
Mm-hmm.
Your Instagram, your personal Instagram, if you'd like to share that. But most importantly, your business Instagram and, man, websites, all that good
OnlyFans, all that.
OnlyFans.
You're not going to find me on OnlyFans, but you can find me and my team at kstreetfinancial.com or on Instagram at kstreetfinancial. I'm a financial advisor here based in the DMV.
Hey.
I'm a local.
Hey.
Local. He's really super local. Super local.
Yeah.
You can find me at Super Saiyan Santi. Shout out to my boy at Rex Carolus.
The one and only.
Shout out to my boy at OG_Frank.
Yes, indeed.
Them guys, love those guys.
Love them.
And please follow us at AGNB Podcast because that's super important on IG. All Gas No Break Podcast. Anywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
y'all been looking out, so keep it up. Keep it up. Keep sharing.
We appreciate it.
Keep liking. Keep loving.
Where can we find you?
And I am Carnival, and I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok. I am on Snapchat. Hopefully, Big Go soon. I'm on Twitter, better known as X. I am everywhere you want to be.
Man, that X came on my phone randomly. I said, what?
Oh, I hurried up and clicked it. I thought it was something good.
I know it was missing 2 X's, so I was like, it can't be that.
No, it could be that. I'll take some 1 X at this point.
What?
You understand?
Oh my goodness.
God.
Oh my God, Jay.
Y'all terrible.
Jay, thank you for coming to the show.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's
He's
pleasure.
here to educate us.
He's going to educate us, just like his partner Kurt.
Yes.
He was here. These podcasts. Check out Kurt's podcast. It was awesome. I'm so happy to have these brothers here because it's something that we need in all communities.
Yes.
But I do talk about our community because finances are not spoken of, as I told you earlier.
Yeah.
That's grown folk business.
Yeah.
But I want to understand because I got to go sign checks in a little bit.
Yeah.
I need to be properly prepared.
I mean, some of us just was never told anything, and that's why everybody expect everything to be given to them.
Yeah.
Or they have to steal it to get it instead of being said, hey, you make a little bit and you build on that. But nobody was ever told that. They just want the instant gratification. So he's here to teach us
how not to get that instant
gratification. Yeah. How not to scratch that itch.
So how would you begin to assist someone with that being an issue? Like, I don't want to use the word ignorance, but we're not aware of
financially ignorant.
Yeah. Like, how do you begin to help that person?
I think really we approach all of our interactions. We talked a little bit about this earlier as a coach at the end of the day, and you have to meet people at where they are. And whether that's just getting started on the journey, or well along the way and looking to retire. You have to be able to meet people where they are. You be able to speak about concepts in ways that they're going to understand, because the most important thing to help people make good decisions is that they feel empowered and knowledgeable. And you can only lead a horse to water, right? You can't make them drink. It's our job to help folks understand the right way to do things and put them in a position to realize, hey, I want to do these things. This is how I'm going to get there. And that's really how I think the most important piece of our job is.
Yeah. And I like when we spoke earlier, you talked about you vibe with them. And that's a nice terminology that the youth are using nowadays. it is true. We have to connect, find that commonality. You know.
No, I absolutely. I think at the end of the day, in order for somebody to really want to take advice that you're sharing with them, it's important for them to understand a couple things. One, that you care about them, you've got their best interests in mind, and that you can connect on a human level. Yeah. And once you're really able to do that, then that education, that coaching can really start.
And we talked about that not being a part of school. Do you think learning about finances should be a part of the children's curricular in all schools?
Yeah, I do think that's an area of opportunity in our education system. Mm-hmm. You know, we teach high school students calculus, but not very many of us are using calculus in our.
I still don't know how to do it.
And exactly,
they just pass me.
Yeah,
and they just let me pass.
And that, I think, is an opportunity for the education system to recognize that these are basic life skills that everybody needs to have an introduction to. Because exactly as y'all stated, like in some families, in some communities, this isn't a topic of conversation. People don't have the opportunity to get educated on the home front. Yes. So I would love to see the education system find a way to introduce some basic financial literacy to their curriculum, you know, particularly as we start launching young men and women from high school into often directly into professional work.
Like I said, I didn't learn it until I got to college.
And college is a crash course in finance.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, so I just
amongst many other things.
Yeah.
Completely.
It's ridiculous. And I know when I was younger, we had home ec. Yeah. So we had to balance the groceries, the rent, and all of that stuff. And then it was wiped out. Now kids are coming out wanting instant gratification because they didn't learn that you have to go in the kitchen and cook. You have to go to work. You have to wake up. This is how you iron your clothes. They don't even iron anymore. So a lot of things have just been thrown under the rug, and then we expect them to be prosperous. A lot of kids aren't going to college. That's why it should be taught just to get a high school diploma. This is how you manage your household.
But even in college, unless you're going into
finance,
or business.
I learned it because I went through business.
That's normally when you get it. But if you're going like, I don't know what degree to say, psych or something, do you take business courses? Unless it's an elective you choose.
I don't know. I took business management.
I took business as well, so I got taught it. I understand what you say because of it, but I don't think if you don't take that degree, you really don't learn it, huh?
Yeah, and I think even I think back at my my college education, a lot of the I was a finance major and I got a master's degree in finance as well, and most of that is going to be focused on like corporate finance, looking at finance through a business lens, which of course is a great skill to build, and but the personal financial topics aren't as prevalent in the academic curriculum.
Yeah, it's not. It's all, like you said, it is from a business lens. It's not from a personal financial lens. Man, wow.
It's not saying how many groceries.
I wonder why that is. Why is that an opportunity? So, like, we're in the future. I feel like we're in the future, man. This is the Jetsons. I don't care what no one says.
We didn't make the Jetsons yet.
We're almost. I mean, do you really want to truthfully trust technology that can float in the air back and forth from your house? Like, I don't think I'm trusting. I'm not getting on a roller coaster.
I'm not trusting it.
Let me say something, Quana. I'm not getting on a roller coaster right now. I don't feel like people are really.
I'm scared of roller coasters.
People are really are not taking pride in their work as
anymore.
much.
Yeah.
So I don't believe I can trust to go 80 miles per hour up
and then down.
Twist.
Nah.
In this current environment.
And I keep seeing them break, so that's all I needed right there.
I don't know if you've been seeing the memes of like the ones where the ones that go in the air and they swing and they're dropping out the air. No.
Oh no, that's okay.
No,
I'm not a thrill seeker. I don't have time for that.
You don't do that?
I used to be a thrill seeker in all aspects.
I love roller coasters.
I am no longer a thrill seeker.
So He has a dope fact, man.
Okay.
He played in the Final Four.
Is
NCAA.
that what he was telling us about?
Yes.
Okay.
And as a note that I sent
That's
as well.
crazy.
In the Final Four on Villanova.
Wow.
Talk about that. Have you ever talked about that online? About that feeling, how it was? Like, what is your most favorite moment about that ride? That's two questions I know I asked
That's
you.
impressive.
That's a
That's
lot.
impressive.
Super impressive.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, it obviously a great experience, and I was fortunate to go through that with some incredible coaches and some incredible teammates. And that'll be the thing that I'll always look back on the fondest is just the relationships and the people. Two moments I think really stand out. So the first is we won an Elite Eight game on a buzzer beating shot. Scotty Reynolds.
I'm shocked I even knew what he was talking about.
Another
I was like, oh.
Yeah, Scotty, another DMV guy, Herndon High School finest.
Hey, DMV.
Went full length of the court, gets a layup with about 0.3 seconds on the clock, sends us
no way
to a win and on our way to the Final Four.
Man.
And storming the court and then cutting the net and that experience was phenomenal.
Yes.
But the piece that I think was the coolest in that is when we arrived back to the hotel following the game, there was a party going on in the hotel for all the fans and a welcome party to bring us back, and just the excitement and joy and just kind of euphoria that that high all of us were riding was something I'll definitely always remember. And then the Final Four was played at Ford's Field in Detroit. And when we and this was in 2009, so unfortunately the city of Detroit was certainly going through some hard times.
Yes.
Shout out to the D.
Yeah.
Big D.
What up, though?
What's up?
And when we walked into the stadium really to take the court for the first time, and there's over 100,000 people.
Wow.
It just kind of takes your breath away to be able to be a part of that. And of course, I spent my childhood working and thinking about that kind of moment. And it was a special ride, and again, very fortunate to have been able to take that with some really great people.
Wow.
That is serious.
Do you feel like you're still? I always like to ask people like you all that this question. Do you feel like you're still riding that moment? You still feel like you still have that energy in everything you're doing now?
That's a great question. I think for me, and again, it's a pursuit of excellence that I think is probably what I take away from my athletic career the most. Is aspiring to be great, putting the hard work in to accomplish and achieve that success, and that's just such a transferable skill in all walks of life. And I'm very blessed and fortunate to have a great business partner and a great team and a growing and thriving business.
Has it made you more competitive?
I don't know that there's a lot that's going to make me more competitive.
Are you already competitive?
Okay.
I grew up in a family with 3 brothers, and
what number are you?
I'm in the middle.
Oh.
We got to say, middle child.
Yeah,
child.
So I think competitiveness
but you proved it.
It is definitely just came with the territory.
It has to. It has to when you're the middle child. Yeah. Wow, man, your parents must be so super proud. Athletes, I asked you this question, but I like to ask you this on camera. I notice a lot of athletes are in this industry, and we were saying it is due to that competitiveness. Do you agree with that? I just want to ask that for the fans here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think yes, entrepreneurial pursuits in general can be very attractive to somebody who has that competitive bug that kind of gnaws at them. Obviously, in our industry, it is very much an entrepreneurial pursuit, and I think that's definitely kind of one element to it. I think another element to it is, athletics has a way of really elevating people financially, and when I was growing up, that was reserved for professional athletics, but now with the rise of NIL in college sports, and that even being something that some high school athletes are able to participate and profit from. I think athletics is starting to it's just a massive billion-dollar industry, and the relationships that folks build as they go along the way, and not there was these commercials where they talk about how many NCAA Division I college athletes there are, and I'm making this number up. Let's just say it was 150,000 NCAA college Division I college athletes, and only a handful of those folks move forward and become professional athletes. And so that then there's now this outlet for competitive people who want to tangentially be around the industry, or just kind of build a business and elevate themselves and others around them in their community financially.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
When you put it that way, it gave me a new thought. I was like, that is true. It is an opportunity for them to make. I'm talking about the fact that sports brings that high level income, and that makes sense. Like, okay, I need to still make that, and I know if I pursue it this way. So going into the financial realm, it's similar to that sport, still that battle, but the payout
is different.
At the end of the day. Yeah. It's okay. And that just struck some new thought to me when we were talking about that earlier. That's amazing. I have so many questions for you, but one of the main ones I want to ask was, what got you into this? What made you fall in love with it? Because you had another business when you were young that did well too at 20.
Oh.
Yeah, so during my 20s, I ran a strength sports gym. So it was weightlifting, powerlifting, CrossFit. We trained high school athletes, and
that's cool.
It was I loved my experience as an entrepreneur doing that. All the while I was still involved in the with K Street and working with Kurt.
Okay.
And so that was again a really great experience, and it's where I met my wife at the gym. So I'll be forever grateful to the time of my
20s.
Yes.
She walked by. He was like,
I guess things worked out.
Wow, man!
I love that.
Successful at a young age. And so you were still working with Kurt. Yeah. What made you go,
and
this is for me?
Yeah. So when I was younger, my passion for the financial services industry, I think probably came about because, again, as a huge sports fan, I was seeing so many of the guys I grew up idolizing leaving multi-million-dollar careers and ending up going broke, and in very short order following the conclusion of their careers, and frankly it was saddening. Often it was due to predatory behavior from folks in our industry taking advantage of people who were vulnerable, and I always I have a passion for helping people. It goes back to coaching, and I feel like in this industry you really have an opportunity to truly make an impact in people's lives.
Yes.
And so that was it for me. I really, that was probably like my big why for kind of why I got into the business. Now it took a bit of a roundabout path for me. It wasn't necessarily right out of college. I was in the finance industry, but not personal finance.
Okay.
And then I just felt like that connection, that impact that I was hoping to make, like I didn't
Be the change.
I didn't find that in the corporate financial world. And so I pivoted in my mid-20s to more of a this financial advisor route that I'm on right now.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back since.
All right.
I believe Kurt said this has been 19 years.
Yeah, so Kurt, my business partner, he graduated from UVA, and he started the practice right out of college. So this has been his one and only job. So yeah, we've
I still find that amazing.
Yeah, our business is 19 years strong.
Wow.
Kurt and I have been working together now for about 10 years.
Wow.
Is when him and I linked up, and I think that's really was an inflection point for the business and for the practice. And we talked a little bit about the ideas of like a visionary and an integrator earlier.
Yeah, please. Kurt brought that up to me, and he brought up the book Rocket Fuel.
Yeah, Rocket Fuel is definitely a great book, and it comes from a whole series of books about entrepreneurship and how to really run effective businesses. So for all you entrepreneurs out there who are looking for ways to maximize, how your operational systems and the efficiencies in your business, and just thinking about how can you grow and be successful, I think it's a great toolkit that it offers. But this concept of an integrator and a visionary. So a visionary is somebody who really can see the big picture and really create those big aspirational dreams, and he needs or she needs an integrator to really help bring that to life. The integrator is the person who I think is typically more effective in the execution of the ideas, right? Taking that idea and how can we turn it into real life. And that's really the dynamic that Kurt and I have. He's an incredible visionary. I think that my superpower, if you will, in the business is more in that integrator role. And that's what I think allows our partnership to be really successful. And for our business to again, continue to have success and grow.
How large is the firm now, the team?
Yeah, so we're a team of 12.
Wow.
And so it's crazy to think that 9 years ago it was just the two of us trying to
two people,
trying to really build a business, and we've been able to kind of grow our infrastructure. Really, it's all about supporting our clients.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so
and I'm sure that's what makes you successful, because it's so intimidating to walk into a place and give everybody your business.
Yeah.
Or actually ask for help and say, hey, I'm kind of screwing up everything over here. Can I get a lifeline?
Is that how people, how do they come to you with, what are the questions? Is that one? That was a question of mine. Do they come with help? You hear a lot of more like, help me please? Or is it more like, you reach out, you identify them, and then you say, hey, can I assist you? Or is it more people coming to you? How is the...
that's a great question. I think the reality is it's often a little bit of both.
Okay.
We certainly have folks who come to us with established financial situation, established, financial plans. Maybe they had kind of like self-executed and implemented along the way, but now they really are looking to get more of a temperature check from a professional to make sure they're continue to be on the right path.
Right.
So that's certainly a subset. There's also, of course, I would call them like life event opportunities, right?
Okay.
Somebody who's been recently married or starting to grow their family, or are changing careers.
Yeah.
And those things can be scary.
Yeah.
And often, folks come with more of that, like, hey, like, I need help. Like, this is,
I'm dropping the ball over here.
What do I do? And
we're make the wife happy, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're happy
She's
to
starting to
them.
cost me. Yeah. I know. I understand. See, we haven't reached the Jetsons yet. And the Jetsons, she got the check.
You still on the
She got the check and she left. So that's financially stable.
Have you seen the one? So you remember the Jets? You might be too young for the Jetsons.
I'm not too young for the Jetsons.
He knows the Jetsons.
You know the Jetsons? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got to check. I got to ask the guy,
He knows
man.
the Jetsons.
So the Jetsons, remember the wife, she steals the purse and just dips out of the spaceship?
Yeah, we're not there
so
yet.
I found there was a meme that I found where he actually grabs her.
Oh, no.
And he pulls her back and he's like, hold on, wait up, wait.
Domestic violence.
He said, I gave you the 20, not my wallet. Give me back my wallet.
Yeah, she rushed him. She tried to take the whole bag.
I think they were using Peter Griffin's voice.
Oh, I love it.
It was hilarious.
I love Family Guy.
I love Family Guy.
I love Family. I still watch cartoons.
Did you like Ted? Are you a Ted guy?
Yeah, for sure.
Ted was crazy.
A little too horny for me all the time.
Oh, Ted was great. That teddy
dog.
bear. Oh man, I love Ted. I'm gonna go off.
And Rick and Morty. I love Rick
I
and
love
Morty.
Rick and Morty. Are you a Rick and Morty guy?
Yeah,
Aqua Teen Force.
Yeah. Aqua Teen.
Aqua
Hunger
Teen.
Force.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a great show.
I love Shake. I love Shake. That's my man.
Oh my goodness. So do you like comedy? Are you a comedy guy?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah?
we all got to be able to laugh at ourselves, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You have to. Because Rick and Morty is like
Awesome.
Rick
and Morty is awesome.
I'm like, this is not Rick and Morty from Back to the Future at all.
No, it's not. But I didn't even recognize that reference until way later.
You didn't know?
The Back to the Future thing completely went over my head. I'm like, oh, this is so new.
Yeah.
And they getting into the machine. And then my son was like, Mom, that's like the same movie you watched. And I was like, go to your room because
you're going to punish him. You're going to just punish him because he just educated you or something.
To your room.
Know? Oh, my God. All right. So, you know what I want to do, right?
What are we going to do? Fishbowl.
I like to just throw things off. And do a little
If
bit.
it's not good, just don't.
So this is called the fishbowl of questions. It's random questions. All you do is grab one, read it out loud, and we answer it. If it's something you don't want to answer, you don't got to answer it. But our guy, OG Frank, that's not here, what he would do, he would make up a question.
Yeah.
And lie to us like that was on there.
And it was never on there, I promise.
All right, I got you here.
Okay.
If you were wrongfully put in an insane asylum,
that's happened.
How would you convince them that you are actually sane and not just pretending to be sane?
Wow. Great question. Who wants to take that one first?
I don't want to start because then they're going to know my plan.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. If I was in an insane asylum,
how would you prove to them that you're sane?
But how can you prove that? If wouldn't I look insane trying to prove that I'm not insane?
Yes, you would. Absolutely.
I think I'll just buy my time out and just not say nothing the whole time.
It depends on
because they gotta let me go eventually.
It depends on what kind of medication they got. I might not want to leave.
Let me tell you something. They might not want to give me too much. I'm just chilling. I'm
nice
chilling the
jacket.
cut. I'm like, what? I get drugs.
This is a nice jacket. What is this, Gucci?
and you get a nice pattern. No, I'm joking.
Find me a boyfriend and see what kind of medicine he got.
You're gonna be one of the people stealing medicine.
They gonna put me out. Man, ain't nothing wrong with you. The detox is across the street.
So we learned how she's getting out, guys. She's going to steal medicine and make a boyfriend.
That's right.
I don't think I'm going to make a boyfriend, but I'll probably steal medicine. You think they'll get me out? No, I don't think I'll get out. They don't keep me in there longer. I don't think I'm going to say anything. How about you? What are you doing there, Jason?
Please don't talk finances. They definitely gonna keep you.
Yeah, this is a scenario I'm not sure I've ever really thought through.
No,
but on the fly, what I might say is, you kind of have to try to hit them with like some logic problems, right? Like you need to like show in some way like your mental acuity, like and like your sharpness is still there. I don't know if it'll work, and I don't know if that I'm necessarily the sharpest guy to be able to pull that trick, but that's the best I
tell you one thing.
Yeah, fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Yeah, fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Fuck it, that's just how I feel. Just on my ex and she looking real bad. I ain't mean to flex, so I just had to laugh. Stuck in my ways, never stuck in the past. These rappers, they reach like they calling the cab. If I show you my face when I take off this mask and you see all these scars, will you still let me back? Hit me up and I ain't hit you back, cause I'm cooking this dope. I'm in love with the trap. I gotta find me a way. I be thinking about checks at all times of the day. I ain't talking about Nike, just do what I say. If you ain't moving it, you in the way. I'm trying to get meals, I need 2 in the case. If I gave you the keys, I put you in your place. I'm trying to count on this cake till I'm blue in the face. Yeah.
What up, my boy? Huh? What up, my boy?